Good morning everyone, hope you're doing okay. Sentimentally we're risk on. As you can see, we've got green cells and the VIX is being crushed. However, we have the QT commencing today, so what will happen we don't really know for sure, but we know sentimentally we're risk on. It might be a fundamental day where it overrides the sentiment, so just be careful because we're entering into uncharted waters. We did try QT before when Powell came into power, and it didn't really pan out so well and they had to revoke it. So they tried to do QT before but it didn't work, so it might be the case where we have a taper tantrum again. So today's New York bell is going to be hugely telling today and tomorrow, so have to wait and see. So sentimentally we're okay, fundamentally maybe not so good. The Swiss franc strengthened, which doesn't agree with the bubble because the bubble was actually over here, so that's quite naughty. We should see small bubbles up here and large bubbles down there. So Kiwi and Pound have been a little bit naughty as well, and the Swiss. So there's the dollar, has taken a bit of a back seat there on the daily, and it's lost its top seat on the monthly against CAD. So the dollar CAD could still be a good short potentially, but we've got the Bank of Canada interest rate decision today, so be careful with the CAD. Gold, so they shorted it, here we can see, and it did go up to punish them, but they got rewarded, so that's a little bit naughty. And then they went long on these candles here, and they're currently undergoing quite a bit of drawdown there. Whether or not they're going to hold on, we don't know for sure. If this ticks down, which it was when I posted something in the technical channel, then it's going to be a buy because they're shorting it against the 21 moving average. So this could be a buy opportunity, but it all depends what they do, the retail guys. If they sell it, will come up. So it's quite straightforward. S&P, we've made a buy here, and then we made a buy here, and then we chopped a lot, and then we're just about making a buy here. But they might long, they might short. You need to get a copy of this trading station, and it's free as well. And then you can see how things are materializing in real time, so it's really powerful. So yeah, this could have changed since, so let's have a look quickly. It's a bit sideways, to be honest with you. Gold is ticking down, so that could be a buy up, but this is just going sideways currently. Yeah, it hasn't really changed since. The 30 years spiked, but these are coming down, so that's possibly a good sign. There's a little bit of a worry but we don't have any inversion, so that's a good sign. Probably want that to come down a little bit. This was as high as it was during the Russia-Ukraine crisis, so there might be like a foreshadowing of a risk event that they're hedging against. It could be that we might be going risk off, so they pumped the 30-year in. And so have to keep an eye on this for the rest of the week, I think. So maybe that could be a risk off indication, maybe. Lots of greens sentimentally. Dollar CAD is the sell, like I've been saying all week. Gold's the sell, as you can see, red and red are matching. The indices are green, and that's that really. So try and get colours to match. See, pound USD isn't really, it's not really behaving very well, or nor is the Kiwi USD. You want dark colours ideally. It says the risk on, the fact that cross yen are above its daily pivot, so that's quite a strong indication for risk appetite. Cross yen is still out of whack, but we're not inverted like we were yesterday. We were red across the board, which is highly irregular, but we've still got a weak correlation. So CAD yen's only correlating 13% with the S&P, so it's very, very, very weak correlation. So be careful there. Maybe don't look at cross yen for signs about direction for S&P. Quite mixed, to be honest with you. But then that would be, that would be understandable. That would be to be expected, to be honest, because of the QT. So if we see a massive rally going into the New York open bell, then it might be setting up for a dump. So a little bit unsure, I think, a bit of uncertainty there. No signals here. Maybe you want strong versus weak, but you want to take out the common denominator. There isn't one there, so there isn't anything there. You can see how the dollar yen is really far above its daily pivot. 85 pips, so it's quite strong. So currently we don't have many green cells indicating that they're getting punished, so it's actually quite weak at the moment. Their failure rate is quite low, so it means that they're getting paid quite a lot in my FX book. So currently, as it stands, you're better off going to a roulette table and putting your money on black because it's got the same odds. So what we want is just to increase in our favour and then enter, knowing that the trap is being placed and it's been placed and they're being punished. Currently, if we're below 50%, it's being placed, the trap. Above, then it's in place, and then we can see them getting destroyed over time. So CAD is very, very naughty. It's only got a 1 score. So that is really interesting. We've got the Bank of Canada interest rate decision, so be careful with this, and ideally you'd want this to be quite a lot higher, maybe in the 70%, to be honest with you. 80% would be fine. If it's below 50, it's just a casino basically, for now, currently. QT starts formally, that's fine. The market reaction will be incredibly interesting, so maybe we'll be risk off fundamentally. So yeah, they might kick into gear in a strong way, and we see like a tantrum. I have to keep an eye on those bond yields as well. Largest mover was gold. There's the red for gold, and it moved 8%. Largest stop loss cluster was the euro yen here. This like large bit sticking out. Location is 13856. The size was 6.57. It wouldn't load the new stop loss cluster as the current one was being hunted down. So I could have waited 15-20 minutes for it to load, but I wanted to get this bulletin done. So if you want to get a copy of these SLCs, you just go to FX SSI and download their indicators. You can use the Quasidb code as well, but you'd probably want to get visibility of the SLCs because they tell you where to target, and that was a clear indication where a price would go because the size was so large. So we're going to come up and take those stops, and there's the yen bubble being sell. So we knew that the yen should weaken because of the sentiment, and there's gold there as well. So no signals yesterday, which is fine. That's absolutely fine. We have to, we have to do technical checks before they get triggered. And so there's the BOC, and there's the ISM. So that's it. So personally, for me, I would wait for this to get a little bit higher, and then I'd enter. So perhaps just sit on your hands, monitor. And I'm going to do some more Excel stuff, I think, today. I'm going to try and practice and get used to some of that macro scripting stuff, which is quite complex. So what I'll do is try and work on the technical indicators bit, and then maybe next week I'll work on the macros because it's quite complex. So trade safely and you should be fine. Remember, it might be good to sit on your hands because today is going to be very, very bumpy at the New York Open bell as well, so it could be fundamentally risk off. Sentimentally we're okay, so we'll have to wait and see. So trade safely. I'll speak to you soon.